friends, welcome back to my channel. And time is flying because I genuinely feel like I am making these videos so quickly. The month is flying by. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is my May's TBR. I actually picked a shorter TBR this month, and I don't anticipate reading as few as I picked. I do anticipate at least probably reading 9 or 10 books. That's pretty much, I've learned my reading pace, and that's about what I pretty much read a month. But this month I decided I'm just going to go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this is 7, 8, because one of the books that I'm reading won't be here in time for the video. It's coming today, but it won't be here in time. So we're going to talk about that book first. But these are the books that I am going to be reading for the month of May. Sorry. And I'm just so very excited. So without further ado, I am not going to make this intro too long, but first I want to say hi. My name is Bethany Noel. Bethany Noel reads on Instagram. I always keep my social media handles in the description box below. So if you want to see more of me on a day-to-day basis, see a little bit more of my family, you can follow me on Instagram, where I usually keep you all updated on my stories. So I just wanted to give that introduction, and we are going to go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so the first book that we are actually going to do, because I don't have the physical copy yet, hold on one second here. It is The Housemaid. That's my daughter. It is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. You all have been telling me that I absolutely need to read this book. Sorry, my kids are still up. I usually make them take a nap when I'm filming, and though it is their nap time, I'm trying to hold them off because I have a fun video that I am going to do with one of your favorite booktubers today. Sorry, I just got completely off track. With one of your favorite booktubers, and we have a little Zoom meeting today, and I'd rather them be quiet for that one over this. So hopefully she don't be screaming her head off, y'all, and I apologize in advance. My oldest baby is upstairs, but the first book that we are going to read, well, I don't know, none of this is in particular order. I am a mood reader, so it really just depends on what I'm feeling like in the moment. But the first book that I'm going to introduce to y'all is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. I know y'all are probably so stoked because y'all have been telling me over and over again to read The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. And though it has been on my TBR forever, I feel like, okay, let's just go ahead. We are literally in our Freida bag, so let's just go ahead. So if you all never heard of the book, I'm going to read the description for you all. So this book is about, it's a long description, y'all, so I'm going to try to sum it up if I can. But it says, "Welcome to the family," Nina Winchester says as I shake her elegant manicured hand. I smile politely, gazing around the marble highway. Working here is my last chance to start fresh. I can pretend to be whoever I like, but I'll soon learn that the Winchester secrets are far more dangerous than my own. Every day, I clean the Winchester's beautiful house top to bottom. I collect their daughter from school. Collect is crazy. I collect their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess. Oh, I'm sorry. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up. How she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband Andrew seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I only try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, just to see what it's like. But soon she finds out, and by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. An unbelievably twisty read that will have you glued to the pages late into the night. Okay, so
one thing I can say that I really, really love about Freida McFadden's writing, I feel like she writes books. She writes thriller books for elementary readers. And I'm not saying that I'm an elementary school type of reader or any of you all are. But what I mean is she makes it so easy to follow. And I love that. She doesn't make it too wordy. The page breaks are amazing. Almost all of her chapters is on like a cliffhanger to where it literally makes you want to turn the page. So I absolutely love Freida McFadden's writing. I have no doubt in my mind that this story is going to be crazy. I intend on doing a close friends on Instagram. Not spoiler free, but a spoiler version for those who've read it. I usually ask you all to, vote if you want to be added into it while I read the story. You all can like feel me reading the story like you read it for the first time. So that's the first book we're going to read. That was a little bit lengthy. The next book that is on my TBR for May is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. This has been on my TBR forever, and I just have yet to read it. And I was like, you know what? Now is the time. And we're going to get into it. So this one, sorry y'all, I'm fighting a cold. Sarah Morgan is a successful and powerful defense attorney in Washington, D.C. As a named partner at her firm, life is going exactly how she planned. The same cannot be said for her husband, Adam. He's a struggling writer who has little success in his career, and he tires of his and Sarah's relationship as she is constantly working. Out in the secluded woods, at the couple's lake's house, Adam engages in a passionate affair with Kelly Summers. But one morning, everything changes. Kelly is found brutally stabbed to death, and now Sarah must take on her hardest case yet, defending her own husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress. Ava, you just had some. Ava, you just had some, okay? Not right now. Now she about to be so mad. Not right now. Hold on, y'all. So yes, this is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I'm excited to read this. I heard so many good things about this, and this will be the first book of this author that I've ever read. So if you all read this book, let me know what you think, because I do plan on reading this in the month of May. The next book, first of all of these thrillers, I am a romance girly through and through. It seems and appears to be so many of my followers and subscribers are romance girlies. Because why do I have so much thriller books? But I'm actually loving these thriller books, unbeknownst to me. So am I slowly turning into like a thriller girly as well? I really could be. But the third thriller book in a row is The First Lady by James Patterson. I've never heard anybody talk about this book. I actually stumbled upon it when I went to Barnes & Noble, and I think 2 bookstore vlogs ago, my Barnes & Noble bookstore vlog, that's when I picked this one up. And this one says, I've always been fascinated by the idea that one secret can bring down a government. What if that secret is a U.S. president's affair to remember that becomes a nightmare he wishes he could forget. I don't know why I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Stepping into this diabolical scenario is Sally Grimson, leader of the Presidential Protection Division. She's summoned to a private meeting with President Tucker and his chief of staff, and what they discuss is something she could never have predicted. It's the disappearance of the First Lady, which is the wake of the scandalous revelation of the president's affair just 2 months before the election for a second term. I set it up so that the First Lady seems to have merely escaped to a safe haven to get away from the media storm. But you know there's a big twist coming, like the White House receiving a ransom note along with what could be the First Lady's finger. Now, Sally is in a race against the clock and she cannot trust anyone, especially since I plant evidence that leads her to a troubling question. Could the kidnappers be from inside the White House? Listen, if you're reading a thriller or anything with like presidents, kidnapping, the White House, and the name is Sally, if you watch Scandal, and the name is Sally, just know it's going to eat. So just off of that alone, this book I feel like is going to eat.
And I can say that I'm probably most excited for this one. Like out of the thrillers, I think this one is what I'm most excited about. The next book here, let's just go ahead and get all the thrillers out the way, shall we? Is James Patterson, the #1 lawyer. I will not bore you with the details with this one. Remember, I was supposed to read this in the month of April, was not able to get around to this book, but I'm going to make sure that I make this priority for the month of May. And pretty much this is just about there's a lawyer. He's a lawyer and he's like the best lawyer out there. And then he finds himself on the other side of the courthouse. So I believe he got accused of like maybe murder, the lawyer, murder or something, I believe. And now he is going to defend himself to prove that he's not guilty. So I believe, just in a nutshell, that's what this book is about. And I'm actually really excited to read this one as well. The other book for the month of May that we're reading that I did not get to in May is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I know y'all are like, Bethany, read this book. And I assure you, in the month of May, we are going to go ahead and get to this book. I just did not have time to grab it. But this one in a nutshell is about, it's like a paranormal romance with a vampire and a werewolf. Misery Lark, daughter of a powerful vampire councilman, is an outcast. Her days of living anonymously among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lone Moreland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice or feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right he was. Misery has her own reasons to agree to the marriage of convenience, reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances, and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about. And she is willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's hers. Yes, babe?
I want chicken wings.
Daddy's bringing it. You happy? Close it. Daddy's bringing your chicken wings, okay? So I'm actually very excited to read this. I heard this is really, really, really good. And I was surprised because y'all know my trigger warnings, or not even trigger warnings, but y'all know my preference that I made in the last video, like paranormal, stuff like that. I don't really get into, but I heard it's not what I think it is. So very excited to read this. Oh my God. Now these next 3 books are like my most anticipated romance books that I'm so excited to read. I heard that these authors will literally change my life and they will immediately be autobiography authors for me. So I'm just checking the time because I have this call at 1:30. So I'm probably gonna have to pause on this. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that, y'all. The Zoom meeting that I had scheduled today, we're going to have to reschedule, which is perfectly fine. So we're just going to go ahead and finish up this video right here because I was going to have to pause and then come back, but all is well. So the next book that I am so excited about, y'all, is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, or Jimenez. I think the J is silent. And oh my goodness, I also just bought, is it Just for the Summer? I think it's called that. Yes, Just for the Summer by her, but I still need to get Yours Truly. But this one is about, after a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and cuddle with a baby goat, Alexis Montgomery has had her world turned upside down. The cause? Daniel Grant, a ridiculously hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her and as casual as they come. The complete opposite of a city sophisticated girl, Alexis, and yet their chemistry is undeniable. That's interesting because with Age Gap books, I don't think I have read any books where the man was younger than the woman. I think this is the first. So it says, while her ultra wealthy parents wants her to carry on the family legacy of world-renowned surgeons, Alexis doesn't need glory or fame. She's fine with being a mere ER doctor, and every minute she spends with Daniel in the tight-knit town where he lives, she's discovering just what's really important.
Yet, letting their relationship become anything more than a short-term fling would mean turning her back on her family and giving the opportunity to help thousands of people. Bringing Daniel into her world is impossible, and yet she can't just give up the joy she's found with him either. With so many differences between them, how can Alexis possibly choose between her world and his? When I tell y'all, this was highly recommended to me. Highly recommended to me. And I trust y'all's judgment. So I am very excited for this one. The next one, I heard so many good things about this author. I heard so many great things about this book. It's been long overdue. And this one is called Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. First book of Lynn Painter as well that I have ever read. So I'm excited to read this one. This one says, Liz has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material. You would think that her next door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies, but Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Y'all, it's hard for me to breathe right now. I genuinely think I'm fighting a cold, so just bear with me. Wes was the kid who put a frog in her Barbie dream house, the monster who hid a long gnome's severed head in her little homemade neighborhood book exchange. Flash forward 10 years from the great gnome decapitation. It's Liz's senior year, a time meant to be rife with milestones, perfect for any big screen, and she needs Wes' help. Liz forever crush Michael has just moved back to town, and horribly, annoyingly, he's hitting it off with Wes. Meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes. He's her in. But as Liz and Wes scheme to get Liz her magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around Wes. And as they continue to grow closer, she must re-examine everything she thought she knew about love and rethink her own perception of what happily ever after should really look like. I'm very excited to read this. Heard so many good things about this author, this book. The book is simply gorgeous. It is gorgeous. The front and back of it, the spine. Oh my God, I love this book. And the finale. Listen, so for this author right here, right? I heard she gives Kennedy Ryan vibes. There are two different authors. Let me preface that. But I heard she gives those type of vibes. And y'all know Kennedy Ryan is my favorite author of all authors. So if I can find a dupe, not a dupe, not even a dupe. If I can find or have someone else in my catalog that just give me all the feels that Kennedy Ryan does, I am all for it. And this author is Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this book is After I Do, and this is also the author of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo that I have yet to buy. I know, I'm gonna get it, I promise. But this one is about, can't breathe out my nose, I'm sorry. When Lauren and Ryan's marriage reaches the breaking point, they come up with an unconventional plan. They decide to take a year off in the hope of finding a way to fall in love again. 1 year apart and only one rule, they cannot contact each other. Aside from that, anything goes. Lauren embarks on a journey of self-discovery, quickly finding that her friends and family have their own ideas about the meaning of marriage. These influences, as well as her own healing process and the challenges of living apart from Ryan, begin to change Lauren's idea about monogamy and marriage. She starts to question when you can have romance without fidelity and commitment without marriage, when love and lust are no longer tied together. What do you value? What are you willing to fight for? This is a love story about what happens when the love fades. It's about staying in love, seizing love, forsaking love, and committing to love with everything you got. And above all, After I Do, it's a story of a couple caught in an old game and searching for a new road to happily ever after. To be quite frank with y'all, to keep it real with y'all, this book right here is probably going to be the first book that I read for the month of May. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Well, it depends, because the video that I'm doing, the collab video, does take precedence. So out of my May TBR, this is probably gonna be the first one. But again, I am a mood reader, so it really just depends on my mood. But these are all of the books, y'all, that I plan to read for the month of May, including the Housemaid by Freida McFadden, which should be here within a couple of hours today. So I am very actually happy with this selection. I feel like a lot of this is diverse. We have some romance here, we have some fantasy, romantasy, we have some thrillers. So I feel like I do a good job with trying to make sure that I have different type of genres for you all, depending on what type of books you like to read. But I do want to say before we go that I am just so full. I am so full because I started this channel 3 months ago, and we are literally so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think as of today, right now on Saturday, we are sitting at, let's see here, we are sitting at 978 subscribers. And I don't know if you all know this, but I have been on and off YouTube for about 10 years. I started when I was in college, and I would just do little roommate tags with my friend, and I would do like little makeup videos, college life stuff like that. This is before like YouTube was like popping for real, or this is before I really knew how much you can grow from YouTube. And then life happened. I deleted the channel, I deleted the videos because I just couldn't keep up with it. And then I met my husband back in 2017. And then we started doing little videos together. We started vlogging this and that. And then life got in the way. And then I deleted all the videos. So I'm like, oh, we're not vlogging anymore. Let me just delete the videos. Now I wish I kept those videos because memories that we were just dating. We were so young and just no kids. And then got off YouTube again. And then we got back on YouTube. Me and him just been on and off, on and off, on and off. And I never stuck with it because I felt like, hold on. What's wrong? What you want? Huh? Okay, can you wait? I'll be almost done, okay?
Okay.
Okay, like I was saying, I'm sorry, y'all. I was doing the mom vlogs and all of those things. And none of those niche really stuck with me because it just didn't sit right with me. My whole niche was centered around my personal life and my family and my children, and I didn't want to make that the forefront. I didn't want to exploit my family in a way to where that was the forefront. So I could never stick with it. But I've always had a love for books, always. I mean, since I was a little girl. And just the fact that I worked my way back to that despite how busy I am, and I'm making this, I'm growing this into something bigger than what I can imagine. I just want to thank y'all. I know this is not a part of the May TBR, but I would be remiss not to just thank y'all. I just love y'all so much. This has been such a blessing to me, and I love it so much. We talk all the time in the comments. Y'all know we be in the DMs just enjoying each other. So I want to say thank y'all, and I love y'all so much. The videos will only get better from here. Eventually I will be able to post more than twice a week, but I hope that this is holding y'all over for now. But anyways, I will save my long-winded speech for when we hit a K, because we are almost there. And when we hit a K, I am doing a giveaway, so stay tuned. So anyways, I love y'all so much. My May's TBR is so beautiful and diverse. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.